Greed fell down in pain, his eyes flashing with confusion for a brief moment before madness returned and took over. He charged at the captain with his bare hands, like a beast that had lost all reason and sanity. "You will never get that treasure, Shadow Hunter, and I will not allow it!" But before the Lord of Greed could reach the captain, the whirlpool swallowed the night butterfly killer ship with such speed and ferocity that it was impossible to resist. The captain jumped back onto the wave dragon ship at the last possible second and narrowly missed it. He saw the shadow of the Lord of Greed being sucked into the whirlpool along with his ship. The curse had completely swallowed him, and there was no way to return or redeem himself. The wave dragon boat plunged into the bottomless and endless darkness of the whirlpool with great risk and the possibility of its own demise. The immense water pressure crushed the ship like a stepped and compressed can, but the captain and crew did not give up or give in. They held on to the belief and hope the captain had awakened in their hearts. Deep within the ever-swirling vortex, they passed through the dark, icy waters and entered a new world filled with wonder and wonder. An underwater world illuminated like a fairy tale land. An ancient metropolis made of emerald stone loomed before them, majestic and beautiful, like a dream come true and never to fade. Bioluminescent fish swam between the remains of ancient buildings. Bright and beautiful underwater plants swayed in the gentle, calm currents. Unbelievable. It's true and still existing Guardian City, the burly navigator muttered with amazement filling his eyes, leaving him stunned. The young female marine pointed to the center of the city with trembling hands. There stood the largest and most beautiful pyramid-shaped temple. From the top of the temple, a brilliant emerald light shone out like falling stars that spread out. This was the deep-sea emerald they had been searching for and dreaming of for so long. The captain and some of the crew disembarked and swam down what used to be an ancient road covered in algae and marine life into a magnificent and beautiful temple. Glowing crystals dotted everywhere, making the interior bright and full of energy. Detailed and complete carvings telling the story of the Guardian tribe and the origin of the emerald told the story. In the center of the temple was a large altar made of sacred and powerful materials, and on it, a deep-sea emerald the size of a human head was glowing with life and a heart. It was not just an ordinary lifeless rock, but a living being, pulsing like a heart, constantly pumping and emitting pure, continuous life energy. As the captain approached the emerald with slow, respectful steps, he felt a gentle, life-filled energy flowing through his body. It was the true and pure spirit of the sea. Suddenly, a faint blue light appeared from the emerald and coalesced into the translucent figure of an old man, filled with wisdom and traces of the passing of time. "Shadow Hunter, you have finally arrived here through determination." His voice resounded in the hearts of everyone present. "I am the last guardian spirit of this emerald who has been waiting for the chosen one for so long." The captain knelt down in respect and humility. "Guardian Spirit, I came here to understand the curse and help the ocean return to peace with a pure heart." The Guardian Spirit smiled gently, filled with kindness and understanding. "You are pure in heart and have no desires in your heart. The curse was not meant to destroy, as many people mistakenly believe and fear, but rather to be a strict and fair test. It is a mirror of the hearts of those who seek and approach it. This emerald is not just any treasure to possess, but the heart of the world. If one holds it greedily, it will sap their life force and completely disrupt the balance of the entire world. But if used with true respect and compassion, it will bring peace to all beings and heal all wounds." The guardian spirit pointed at the emerald with a translucent, power-filled hand. "You have proven that you are the true and worthy chosen one. Your duty is not to possess the emerald, but to be its new, vigilant guardian. Use the emerald's power to heal the wounds of the ocean and guide people to a deeper and lasting understanding of its significance." The captain reached out and touched the emerald with reverence. A warm, pure energy slowly flowed through his body, filled with life. He saw images of sea creatures suffering from human greed, of the ocean being slowly destroyed, and at the same time he saw images of hope and a bright future that could come if everyone learned to respect nature and the ocean. The guardian spirit continued in a resonant and booming voice. "You cannot take the emerald from here, for it is an inseparable part of the earth and the ocean, but its power will be with you always and forever. Guide others here to experience and learn from it without possessing or coveting it." Epilogue. Guardian of the deep ocean and a legacy that will live on forever. The captain and crew returned to the wave dragon ship, miraculously repaired by the power of the emeralds. There was not a trace of battle damage, and the food supply was abundant, as if blessed by the heavens and the gods. When they returned to the water above, the world had completely changed and turned upside down. The sky that had been obscured by dark clouds had now opened up wide and bright. Sunlight shone down on the crystal-clear waters that were teeming with life. Myriads of sea creatures swam freely and were brimming with life. The storm of curses had completely ceased and would never return. The captain didn't become the pirate king or become rich with gold and treasures, but he became a true and worthy guardian of the ocean. He still sails in the wave dragon boat, but this time not in search of tangible treasures or wealth, but to protect the sea and spread the story of the emeralds of the deep sea world to the public for them to know and understand more deeply. He tells the story of a curse that does not punish its seekers, but rather tests the hearts of the people in a thorough and fair manner. The story of the Lord of Greed, who was consumed by his greed and lost his life, and the story of an emerald that does not have the power to destroy, but has the power to heal and bring balance to the entire world. The captain's crew remains by his side with loyalty and determination. They are no longer just pirates, but a group of people who understand the true meaning of treasure and lasting life. They help the captain fight against those who still try to destroy the ocean and guide the innocent to the secret underwater city to truly experience the power of the emeralds and learn. The legend of the curse of the deep sea has lived on for ages, but now it is no longer just a tale of terror. It is a tale of hope and true redemption. The story of a chosen young man who discovers that the greatest treasure in the world is not gold or glittering gems, but understanding, respect, and the permanent and sustainable protection of the beautiful planet we live in. And at night, when the full moon shines down on the peaceful waters, if you look carefully and listen carefully, you might see the silhouette of a wave-shaped dragon boat sailing gracefully and determinedly across the water, with the captain standing on the bridge, his eyes looking towards the distant horizon, with a heart filled with hope and responsibility for the vast ocean, which is truly the world's most precious treasure and will be passed down for future generations to learn from and protect forever. Legend of the Curse and the Crown of the Deep Sea Monster, a Conqueror's Journey and the Encounter of Never-Ending Greed. Prologue. The darkness beneath the vast waters and the greed that cannot be extinguished or stopped forever. The world is shrouded in waters vast and extending far beyond the barren land. The origins and origins of the oldest and most mysterious legends lie beneath the crashing and swirling waves. In an age when maps were only a blur and indistinct sketch, tales abound of an ancient civilization called Ethel, who extracted and tapped energy from the deep core of the ocean. They didn't build ships to sail on the surface. They built cities that breathed and lived beneath the surface and possessed the most powerful treasure ever recorded in history, the divine crown. This crown is not made of gold or glittering diamonds, but of azure crystals extracted from the soul of a deep-sea monster who died long ago. It is said that its wearer can control the circling currents, the crashing waves, and even the whispers of the hidden memories of the world. But because of its immense and mighty power, the people of Ethel feared and feared destruction and ruin. So a sacred and powerful ceremony was performed to hide the crown in the deepest depths of the ocean, sealing its power with the curse of the sea monster. The curse states, "Whoever pursues and possesses the crown out of greed and selfish desire will possess only a worthless exterior. His soul will be bound and imprisoned on the eternal sea, cast into turmoil and wandering in forbidden dark waters, with no land to tread or rest on, and no sun to warm and light." This is the beginning and origin of the legend that makes every pirate dream and fear at the same time, because it is a priceless treasure that the world has never seen or touched, and a curse that the world has never forgotten or neglected. Part 1. The Shadow of the Rising Waves and the Inevitable Destiny. Chapter 1. The Brave and Determined Captain Kairos. Centuries since ancient times, the seas have been occupied and ruled by swift ships, raging winds, and unscrupulous and lawless captains. Among them was a pirate known as Captain Kairos of the Iris, which means rainbow, but it was a rainbow that streaked across the sky after a raging storm. Kairos was not a pirate seeking just gold or treasure. He sought redemption and purification that he believed lay in a mysterious supreme power. Kairos was as tall as a towering mast, with a scar over his left eye that looked like the mark of an encounter with a monster in the dark depths. He had an old compass that always pointed in an uncertain but changeable direction, but Kairos believed and was sure that it pointed to a place that would lead to Ethel's complete hidden map. The crew of Kairos is equally special and unique. Marina, a mysterious and knowledgeable young navigator who can read the stars more accurately than any astronomer ever knew. She was once a sacred ancient sea priestess and has a deep and profound knowledge of curses. Crook, a giant, muscular Viking artilleryman, silent and loyal only to Kairos. Sirius, a chef and philosopher who sees the humor in death and the end. He is the only one who dares to openly challenge and question Kairos' ideas. Their goal is to collect the pieces of the silent star map, which is divided into 5 parts and hidden among terrifying islands and cursed, perilous shipwrecks. Chapter 2. The calling voice resonates from the dark, forbidden waters. The journey begins on the Isles of Sorrow, where many former pirates have met their end in madness and despair because of whispers of a sea monster's curse. Here, Kairos must confront the first truth of the legends told. They encounter a deep-sea wizard whose limbs are covered in clinging coral and whose eyes are empty and lifeless. The wizard mysteriously gives Kairos a key. Ethel's treasure is not given to the greedy and selfish, but to those who sacrifice and give. And what you must sacrifice is the truth that has been hidden in your own heart for so long. That night, the Iris is surrounded by a thick fog, accompanied by a ghost ship, the spirit of the siren. This ship